Welcome to the 100% LCFC podcast. I'm Lee Chapman. Give me a follow at Lee_Chappy on Twitter and 100% LCFC a follow at 100 LCFC on Twitter and Facebook. Welcome to this week's edition of the 100% LCFC podcast, hosted up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and also through my own personal YouTube as well as Facebook. Make sure you follow us at 100 LCFC on Twitter and on Facebook, and give me a follow at Lee_Chappy. This podcast is brought to you by our sponsors at ADT Taxes. Download the app today. And finally, visit Loserpool, loserpool.com. Place a bet on a losing team in the Premier League. If they lose, you advance into the next stage. The last man standing is declared the winner. Win £1,000 guaranteed. Visit loserpool.com. Okay, so from the weekend, with Leicester beating Watford 2-0 at home again, consecutive wins against Watford at home. Same scoreline as well as previous. 2-0, Jamie Vardy with a penalty. He was brought down in the box. He was running rather quick. Took a knock and went down. I think with any situation with Jamie Vardy, if he's running at pace and feels the knock, he's going to go down and get the penalty, regardless of if you think it wasn't or was. Any player going at that speed, I think, is going to end up going down with a knock. Anyway, he took it well, struck it well. It's in the back of the net to make it 1-0. And James Maddison with an absolute banger of a goal. I'm sure you've seen that by now. If you've not, please check that goal. It was an absolute beaut, possibly Leicester's goal of the season so far. He's took it past a couple of defenders, juggling the ball almost, and volleyed it into the bottom right corner. And what a special goal that was, and definitely made up for his red card situation only a couple of weeks ago. Now, after the game, I managed to get in touch with Phil, and we grabbed a Watford fan as well and had a good chat. And it was brilliant to hear straight away that our chairman came at half time and basically delivered drinks and food for the Watford fans in a thank you for the I think it was the 1881 movement, who organised a sign for Versailles in honour of our chairman by the Watford fans. They raised £1,500 odd for one of Versailles' charities. So absolutely class. I'm sure you've seen that by now on social media. If you haven't, search that one up and give the 1881 movement a follow on Twitter. Anyway, here's the interview with the lads and the Watford fan himself, Liam.
Watford fan here.
Right, we've got Watford fan here. What's your name, mate?
Liam.
Oh, yeah, Liam, you all right?
Awesome,
Yeah,
that
nice.
sign you brought for us, like, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that was a good
Oh
sign.
no, yeah, it's a brilliant son, yeah, and we really appreciate half time. Chairman bought everyone a free drink.
Oh, did
At
that?
half time,
What?
yeah.
Oh, we didn't know
For all
that.
the
That was-
fans, so
oh, that's-
everyone got a free drink off the chairman, so we really appreciate that as well. Like,
It's a great gesture, and to be fair, it was nice to see Troy Deeney, didn't he? He gave I think his training jacket over to, was it a Leicester fan in the corner there? So,
Oh, did he? I didn't know about that. No, fair play. Like, no, I just thought to say, Leicester counter-attack undid us so well. You know, got the penalty early on, but James Maddison, what a player.
I know.
James Maddison, the way that Vardy pushes forwards, creates space, and Maddison just pushes on.
He'll be an England player soon?
Absolutely, yeah. As 100%,
Yeah.
Maddison will be an England player. Not Vardy, he's retired. He's off scene, but no,
To be fair, mate, we were just saying we thought you were unlucky, especially in that second half. You had more than enough chances, just couldn't
I
really
think you had
be
three-
clinical.
3 big chances over the whole game that you could have made a big difference.
Well, the key word he said there is clinical. I don't think there was no end product of us. We didn't do much. We could get the ball in the right areas and play out the right way, but Leicester were clinical. Really, first half, 2
We
chances.
don't see it that much, do we? Usually clinical.
No, but first half you had 2 chances. You got your penalty. You scored a penalty. Maddison got his goal and he took it well. He experienced borderline championship, premiership player. He's brushed off and finished well off. We should be doing better. As Watford, we should be doing so much better. But fair play to Leicester. Definitely deserved 3 points, and we go again as Watford.
Yeah.
But but fair play to Leicester. Wish you best for the rest of the season.
What's your next fixture, do you know?
Next fixture. Doesn't even know yet. Absolutely doesn't.
No worries, mate. No worries, mate. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us know your thoughts. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Well, that was nice about a half-time drink. We
didn't even know that.
For
That's
them.
good. That's good.
Lee, I know you sit the exact opposite end, but Jamie Vardy, he didn't half buy that penalty, but it was a penalty. We didn't half buy it.
See you, boys. Yeah, he took it. We struck that well, didn't he?
He did. He did play for it as well.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's what Vardy's game is. He's going to run, he's going to bring pace to, and if it feels a knock, he's going to go down, going to get a penalty. A player at that speed, a knock's going to take him down.
Now I'm going to ask people who they thought man of the matches were, and if you can at home, put who you thought man of the match was. Anthony, we'll start with you, because who do you think your man of the match was and why?
I think it's got to be Maddison, just because of how good the goal he scored was. As you were saying though before we went live, how much of it was actually him or did it come off a defender? I have to watch it back on Match of the Day, but I thought not just the goal, his link-up play throughout the game was brilliant, especially with Albrighton and Vardy. I thought it was...
Match was, and I just want to quickly ask you all a thought for Fulham on Wednesday, and obviously Claudio Ranieri. So I'll start with you, Anthony. What's your thoughts on the Fulham game?
I hope we carry on their misery and keep sending them even further down. I don't want Fulham to go down, but I don't want them to get anything against us.
No, you don't, do you? At the end of the day, it was midweek as well, though. It's always a tricky one to call midweek. It just is.
Yeah.
There's no slow build-up to it, weekend to weekend. You don't know.
No, and Spurs next Saturday. So
Yeah. I mean, we've got 9 games this December, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
Is it
that's at quarter to 8. Whether the Fulham game, it just depends. All these 9 games, injuries towards the end of the season, towards the end of Christmas and that, you just got to see how it goes.
I think, Anthony, that puts us in 7th position, you were saying, on how many points?
21.
21 points.
21.
For me, chaps, I think now the league, who knows where we'll end up in the league? It could be just higher than mid-table, somewhere like that.
It's going to be in
For me, the big thing this month is that quarter-final against Man City.
Again,
because
you love your quarter-finals
I know,
against
but
Man City, don't you?
This has got Leicester love the League Cup. This is our season to win the
Man
League
City have
Cup.
got 9 games as well in December. Are they going to prioritise the League Cup? I don't think so.
Do it for Vashai.
But what I don't want is Mahrez to be playing and come on and score a last-minute winner.
No,
that would be...
The thing with Man City though is they've got their final game in their Champions League group the same week as that, so they're going to be prioritising topping that instead of, because to them a League Cup, so to them with what they're going to win this season, that's nothing to them. So I think they'll come here with a very similar team that they came here with last year, and I think if Puel realises what he did last year wrong in playing a reserve team for us and really goes for it, I really think we can beat them here.
Thanks, chaps. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing your show tomorrow, Jamie. Yours on Wednesday, Lee, and your podcast.
I'm going to be making a video about the whole day as well.
Fantastic.
A little vlog, some podcasts in a week as well. Vishai had a dream.
Brilliant. Thanks, chaps. We'll see you tomorrow. Get your comments in. Let us know what you thought about today's great win.
And with loads of stats as well to talk about, 2 first-half goals earned Leicester City their first home Premier League win since September as they beat Watford 2-0. Jamie Vardy opened the scoring from the penalty spot after he had been brought down by Hornets goalkeeper Ben Foster, and James Maddison doubled the lead with a superb right-footed volley after collecting a pass from Mark Albrighton. Watford had chances to hit back, but Isaac Success, Roberto Pereira and substitute Andre Gray all failed to take them. They should have got more out of it, I think, but you've got to be more clinical, and that's exactly what Liam said, the Watford fan, in the interview. The visitors were reduced to 10 men in second half stoppage time when Capoue was shown a straight red card for a challenge on Kelechi Iheanacho. Was it a straight red? Or was it just a rash decision by the ref? Get your thoughts on that on the comments in the videos, podcasts, the links that we post up. And going on to the stats itself, Leicester's possession actually, strangely enough, was only 37.7% compared to Watford's 62.3%, which is strange, but there you go. You know, that's it. Watford should have been more clinical with that amount of possession. They should have got something. They didn't get a shot on target, Watford, and Leicester had 3 shots on target with a total of 7 shots over 8 at Watford. Leicester's had less corners than Watford, so Watford played more of an attacking game according to the stats, but could not find the net. 2 yellow cards for Leicester and a yellow card for Watford, and obviously the red as well. Just a weird one, weren't it? You know, with a possession at home, you'd think, wow, we really should be owning the possession at home by now with how Puel likes to play from the back, and he plays that possession game. That stats has really shocked me as much as, I suppose, Watford. But for them not to get anything out of it, that's the end of the day, the Premier League. You've got to take your chances, you've got to score your chances in the Premier League as you go home, simple-handedly, with no points. Now, here's what you guys said on Twitter and Facebook. Mike Jenner said, I'm glad to admit I was wrong and impressed by Wes Morgan, but I still think we have better defenders now to play with. And Mike Jenner also said that Mendy and Ndidi is a great partnership and looks better and better as the weeks go on. I totally agree with that. I think Mendy and Ndidi are the future of this club in the middle of the park, including Maddison going up front as well. Anthony Stephen Broughton said, I'd give it Vardy, to be fair. Created the pen, scored the pen, set up Maddison, ran his socks off for 76 minutes. My man of the match, says Anthony. Yeah, I was going Pereira, to be honest with you, for my man of the match. He also worked his absolute socks off, and he's been ridiculed for some of his defensive ability as of late. More of an attacking defender, right back. But he absolutely shown his worth on Saturday, and he was my man of the match all day long. But I think overall every Leicester player on that pitch had above a 7 out of 10 rating for me. Every player. The only player that seemed to, for me, not have a bad game, but in terms of mistakes, was Ndidi. He gave the ball away too many times for me, and his passing rate was awful. But his defensive capabilities made well and truly up for it, as he is now becoming, for me, the main drive in the middle for winning the ball back and creating that famous counter-attack style that Leicester City is famous for. Moving on to a couple more comments. Lorraine Burrow said, cracking game by Albrighton. He was my man of the match. Again, another player that had a good game, and by the looks of it, you guys just can't seem to pick who is the man of the match from Saturday. It truly proves that every player had a great game Saturday. Simple as that. Right, moving on. It's December and it's crazy fixture time. We have 9 fixtures in December, including the cup final against Man City. Man City themselves also have 9 fixtures. I'm hoping they focus on the league and don't worry about the cup. One biggest thing I hope doesn't happen is Riyad Mahrez plays in that cup clash and scores the winning goal. That will break my heart. It's going to be an interesting one seeing Riyad Mahrez down here in the opposing kit. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. But I hope Man City just focus on the league and not worry about the cup, because I think if they do that, I think we could actually take that cup and bring it back home where it really belongs, here in Leicester. We've got some cherished moments and memories of that cup from back in the day when Martin O'Neill was in charge, and I for one would love to see the League Cup back in its rightful place here in Leicester City. Let me know what you think about that, and get your comments on the posts and the podcasts. So Wednesday's fixture is an interesting fixture against Fulham, who are bottom of the table, 14 games played and only 8 points accumulated. Now, they lost to Chelsea at the weekend 2-0, and the week before that when Claudio Ranieri, our former favourite manager, I still call him our manager, I can't help it, he's just, I don't know what it is, you know, he's just, because we won the league, it's a fairy tale thing, and he's one of our favourites, you know, he really is. Before the whole Versailles situation, you know, in October, we wanted a Ranieri statue. So that's how much he still, you know, makes us feel about the whole thing. We're just attached to Claudio Ranieri. He's a great person. He came in and got a 3-2 win against Southampton 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, they're still bottom of the table, losing at Chelsea at the weekend. And we play them on Wednesday. And I've got mixed feelings, guys. I'm mixed emotions. I'm not sure. I do obviously want to beat Fulham. That's just the way it is. But I don't want to smother Fulham because Claudio Ranieri is there. So what's your take on this? What are your thoughts on this? Do we need to put feelings aside and just, you know, and just go for it? Or is that something that we're going to have to learn on the night? And it's going to be a tricky one because it's a midweek clash and it's running up to Christmas. This is just going to be non-stop now, running up. Let me know what your score predictions are. And I think if you get the scorer right and the goals results right, I think we can probably send you out a free pizza from our partners, Peter's Pizzeria. Make sure you comment on the Monday Night Fan Zone by Phil, which will be on tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm pretty sure he's going to do a competition on the pizzas and who scores and whatnot first. So make sure you tune in on Facebook tonight on Phil Holloway's Fan Zone chat on Facebook Live on 100% LCFC. Okay, thanks. That was me, Lee Chapman. Give me a follow at Lee_Chappy on Twitter. I shall be on Wednesday night on Facebook, although the match is live at the same time, so I don't know what I'm going to do about time. I might even do a watch through, so you can watch me commentating and watching the game itself. I don't know. I'll come up with something for you guys. I'll let you know during the week what's going on. But like I said, make sure you watch tonight's show on Facebook with Phil and the gang. And I will speak to you on the next podcast. Make sure you subscribe via iTunes and SoundCloud. And my personal YouTube as well at youtube.com/c/Lee S. Chap. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.